So the last story we read about was where Saul was told that he was going to be king over Israel. And so he went back to his dad to find out how the donkeys were doing. But now we're going to talk about him being king. This is called the first king of Israel. Saul must have wondered often about his meeting with Samuel. Why had Samuel anointed him to be the next king over Israel? When would he become king and what would he do? But while Saul waited for the answers to his questions, he kept on working with the farm and the animals. He certainly wasn't going to give up his work until he knew what he was supposed to do. Then one day, God called all the people of Israel to a special meeting at Mizpah. The people knew it must be a very important meeting, for the whole nation was to be there. God says that he brought you from the land of Egypt and has kept you safe from your enemies around you, Samuel told the people. But you are not satisfied for God to be your leader. You have demanded a king, so you shall have a king. Now, all of you get together with the other members of your tribe. The people of Israel all knew which of Jacob's sons they had descended from. The name of their tribe was very important to them. And when all the people had come together by tribe, Samuel prayed for God to choose one of the tribes. So God chose the tribe of Benjamin. And then he chose one of the families of this tribe, the family of Matri, called the Matrites. From that tribe, God chose Saul. Saul will be your new king, said Samuel. Where is he? The people looked everywhere, but they could not find Saul. Where could he be? Samuel began to pray, Lord, where is Saul? He asked, didn't he come here? And then God answered, Saul is hiding among the baggage. He said, you will find him there. Some of the people ran to the piles of baggage which people had brought with them. There was Saul, the new king, hiding behind some things. Saul really didn't want to go back with the people, but he did. Samuel had Saul stand up with him before all the people. Saul was a tall man, a head higher than all the other people around him. Do you see whom the Lord has chosen to be king? Samuel asked. Long live the king! Then Samuel wrote down all the things a king was to do. Saul didn't have to wonder anymore. It was time to leave now. All the people went back to their homes, even the new King Saul. He didn't have a palace to go to, so he went back to his farmhouse. Some of the people watched him leave. How can that fellow help our nation? They grumbled. These people didn't like Saul, so they refused to bring him a gift, as most people did in those days. These people would find out soon what King Saul would do for his country. Not long after Saul was made king, Nahash the Ammonite went to Jabesh-Gilead. Nahash had a large army. The people of Jabesh-Gilead knew they could never fight these Ammonites. They would all be killed. So, see how tall King Saul is compared to Samuel? Let us surrender to you so that we can live and serve you, this people said to Nahash. Only if you let me cut out your right eyes, said Nahash. That will make all Israel ashamed. Give us 7 days to see if we can get any help, said the people of Jabesh-Gilead. If we can't, we will surrender to you. So the people of Jabesh-Gilead sent messengers to Gibeah, where King Saul lived. Saul was out in the field when the messengers came, plowing with these oxen. But when he came in, he found everyone crying. So here's King Saul out in the field. What's the matter with all of you? King Saul asked. So the people told the sad news to Saul. And then God's Spirit came on Saul with great power. Saul cut some of his own oxen into pieces and sent those pieces all over the land of Israel. Whoever does not join King Saul's army will have his oxen cut up like these. I guess in that picture you see the piece of oxen cut up. The people of Israel were afraid when they heard that, and before long, Saul had an army of 330,000. Saul and his new army marched to Jabesh-Gilead, and the Ammonites were so surprised to see an army that they were quickly defeated. All who were not cut down ran away. King Saul had won his first victory. Oh, how the people of Israel cheered their new king. He had saved them from shame. "Kill the enemies of King Saul," some cried out. "No," said Saul, "not one Israelite will be killed today, for God has given us great victory." God had given the victory, and Saul was not ashamed to say so. Wow, that was his first trial at being a king. I guess it wasn't a trial, it was a victory.